I do it like right up there.
Hey Austin, welcome back.
Hey, Lauren. Thanks for having me.
How you doing this week?
Shoot, dude. Call you dude. Doctor. Yeah, Dr. Martinez. I'm stressed. I'm so stressed, dude. Like, yeah, I've had I'm preparing to try and get out of town
Yeah.
and go on vacation, as you know, and having to tackle all these assignments from class and get ahead, getting ahead while doing all the things that we're already doing while we haven't had a week off in between these two courses has just been, it feels like I'm ready for vacation already.
hmm
Um, but as a mom too, that vacations are also exhausting as a
Yeah.
parent, it's like, it's a whole, you're responsible for other human beings. So, um, this week has been tough to try and juggle all these things and while also like managing my own emotions, you know? I think I can feel the moment where like I'm just on edge a lot.
hmm
And like I think that's a part of that is like not knowing how to like process these things correctly. It's just feeling like I can't take a lot, but I think that's the misconception that I'm breaking right now, like in my brain, is that I can't because I can, and I can. And it's like those moments where I'm sitting there and be like, Austin, you have enough patience for this, you know? Because patience isn't there's no limit to patience, right? It's infinite. You create a limit. Like I have a limit where I'll reach a certain point and then I have no more patience, right?
hmm
So it is what I make it, right? So I've been having these moments where I'm trying to be like, all right, you can you can endure more, right? Without feeling like you're overwhelmed.
hmm
Um, and those moments kind of are hard.
hmm I'm so sorry.
You're good, you're good.
I'm so sorry.
You're good, you're good, you're good.
I'm school call. Yeah, no, leave this.
Family first, dude.
Go. I'm on a school call. I'm so sorry about that.
Do you need to take a second?
No, you're good.
Because
Shut the door, Nico.
we can pause it too, I think. Up there in the top right hand corner if we need to.
No, it's okay. He's gone.
Okay.
I'm so sorry about that.
Don't apologize. Don't apologize. Trust me. I got kids. I know it is. Speaking of kids, yeah, this is a part of the way I'm talking to you. Um, so a lot of it has just been like trying to increase my capacity for those moments, right? And being like, dude, take a big deep breath, dude. You're okay. You don't need to go smoke a cigarette. You're okay to handle the pressures of getting everything done and managing, your kids and also showing attention to your wife and, worrying about finances and serving the church and trying to make time for yourself and get healthy right now because that's been on my mind for years now, which has been doing really well. That's been great. That's been huge. The biggest blessing of my life.
Mhm.
It's the lack of pain I'm feeling. But kind of navigating all this, but also increasing my emotional regulation like is has been like just super hard in general.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You think maybe you're
So
spreading yourself too thin?
this week for sure, just because I've been trying to do like all the preparation and also like the homework assignments, after all that, just way too good. Yeah. So it's been hard. So the other today, actually, I had a moment where I woke up and my son was he's so dude, he's so awesome. I love my kids. I would do anything to the ends of the earth. And I continuously tell them like my whole thing, and I want to tell them all the time. It's like a liturgy that I tell them all the time is like, dude, I will love you no matter like all the good things that you can do and all the bad things you can do. My love for you will always stay the same regardless, right?
Yeah.
You don't have to like do anything better and you can't do anything worse for my love for you. It's always going to be insanely high, right?
hmm
And like and God's the only one that can love you more than me, right? And he's going to love you regardless of those things too. And that's what I tell them like all the time, right? So like every night before they go to bed. That's what I tell them. And it's hard because like you said, I've been spread too thin, and so it's these moments where I'm catching, he just wants all my attention, and he doesn't even want me to talk to him. He just wants me to listen. And he does this thing where he's like, dude, so I'm gonna have this suit, and I'm gonna have like armor. My armor's gonna be this color, and I'm gonna wear this helmet, and I'm gonna have a gun. The gun, like when I shoot him, it's like a laser, and then it does all these things. And like he'll just go on and on and on, and he doesn't want to have a conversation. It's just like a soundboard. I'm like, Rocco, can like I stopped listening like 5 minutes ago because you're just talking at me. You're not talking with me. You know what I mean? And he's like, I'm so sorry. But he does his thing, and it's like he's getting better at it, right?
Mm.
So I'm trying to help him focus his creative energy, and he's doing a lot of drawing right now, which is great. It's working for him. Um, but this morning was hard. I was trying to get ready and get out the door. I ended up sleeping in a little bit because I was up till like 2:30 last night. So I woke up at like 10, and I was just like, all right, I gotta get out the door and get all my stuff done. And I have to write this whole paper today for ethics. And so in trying to get out, he was trying to get a lot of my attention. He was getting pretty upset because I couldn't give it to him. And then when we were sitting down for breakfast, I put my hand on his head and like on the back of his neck, and I was like, dude, I'm sorry. I haven't been able to give you the attention I want. And he ended up like just hitting my arm off him and being like, get away from me. And I'm like, whoa, all right. So at
Mhm.
this point, I'm already on edge, and then he puts his hands on me and hits me. And I'm like, dude, like the way that I was raised, this solely goes against the way that I was raised, when it comes to like respecting your parents. And like, I don't think I ever laid a hand on my dad like that, ever. If I did, it would have been bad for me. Um, so at that point, I was kind of like I was already on edge since I woke up, and I just was kind of crawling out of my own skin a little bit. My kids were like all in the kitchen, and I'm trying to make them breakfast and me breakfast same time, and like, juggling the eggs and the toast is burning, and I'm like, sit down, just chill, and they're like, we want grapes, and I'm like, no, just wait a second, I can't do grapes, and he's like, let me listen to one of your headphones, and I'm like, well, we're not listening to anything right now, like let's just chill. So it was just a lot, and then there was a moment where he started just mouthing off to me even more and was just like blah 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 blah, saying trying to say mean things, but he doesn't even know how to say I'm right to be mean, kind of thing. But he was angry, and then he knows that I really like detest uh like when he spits on me. Like spitting in general, I think is really gross, and I don't like that.
Mm.
And he's like, "Puh," and I'm like, dude, you better not be doing that. And then he did it again. Like after I said it, after he already knows like very much this is the one thing you don't do for dad. So he wanted to hit that button, and he hit that button. I lost it. And I grabbed him and I pulled him to his room and yelled at him, and it was one of those situations where I scared everyone in the room. Like my wife was like, we're like a little like, whoa. I'm sure all my neighbors that live above us and to the left and right of us, we're like, Austin's really loud right now. And my other kid was crying because he was so scared, and he even said it. And I was like, I'm scared right now. And I'm like, he's so freaking cute. I'll have to send you guys a video after this. You guys you'll see. Um, and my wife went to go in and talk to him, and he came back out, and we had a chance to repair. He apologized. I apologized profusely and was like, dude, I'm so sorry. And I don't know, I was really upset because I felt like I've been spending this past year and a half really helping him heal from his inability to regulate his emotions, because he's learned that from me, because I'm also in this past year and a half learning how to regulate my own emotions, because I've done it poorly in the past, and he's picked up on that. So it felt like it was one of those moments where I've been taking like, you know, 10 steps forward to take like 40 steps back. It's what it felt like for me, at least, you know. And I've just been feeling shame about it all day. So,
I think you forget that you're human and that your son is also a little human
yeah.
and that learning doesn't stop no matter the age. There's
Yeah.
no there's no guideline for that. But you're also spreading yourself thin, working on different avenues. Like you were already pointing in all these different directions, trying to get things ready, and then almost forcing yourself to surpass the limits that your body has for you. And although there can be like infinite calmness that you want, there's still a limit that your body is going to take and you're trying to force it. So sometimes, like, even though you took a step back with your son, which is a huge thing, you still took a step back. You still taught him that, like, hey, we both messed up, but we're going to talk about it. And that's like a real world situation right there.
Yeah,
But it's also like you have to be able to apologize to yourself.
that's the that's the issue.
Mhm.
100%. I think that's what I think you nailed that right on the head just now because I beat myself up so much and I'm so hard on myself and I very have this very impetuous nature where like I'm like I'm just gonna be better now. Like it doesn't make sense. Um and I beat myself up about it. Josh, I was so frustrated with myself. Like, dude, Austin, what are you doing, dude? You're just like, like I felt like I've been trying so hard to like teach him, and I'm like, because I feel guilty for a lot of the reasons why he has a hard time when he gets really angry and he blows up, dude, just like me. And I'm like, when he gets mad, he gets really overwhelmed and then has these big, has big emotions just like me. Because I have big emotions. Like everyone, my all my friends know me. They're like, Austin's like, dude, he's like, I used to be the guy to drink with for sure because I was so much fun. I'm so much fun. Yeah, like I'd be drinking weed all like it'd be the life party. Like it'd be fun. Um, but at the same time, yeah, you're right. I know. I struggle with that. Like, what does that even look like? You know what I mean? Like, I don't, it's so hard to live with yourself in your head.
Mhm.
And I'm becoming a lot more aware of that negative nature. And like, you've given me homework in the past where it's challenged me, and working on recognizing and changing those behaviors. Um, but it's so hard to continuously do that. If that makes any sense.
Mhm.
Like it's just it's almost like manual like maintenance, that you just need to continuously do. And that sometimes is another layer of burden on me. You know what I mean? Does that make
Mhm.
sense?
It does. Because I think for you, it's easier to work on everything else but yourself.
I mean, I'm working on myself just in so many different ways.
Yeah.
It's like, yeah, no, for sure, 100%. And well, it's so much easier to work on tangible things than like that on a tangible like cognitive. It was interesting. I was having this conversation with my wife this week, and I was like, dude, I think I legitimately don't think cognitively. And hear me out. Hear me out.
Mhm.
I feel that I base everything off emotion. Like even like because her memory is so good, and like maybe it's just maybe getting older, but like I feel like my memory's such garbage these days. But like even like I can't remember things verbatim like she can, but I remember the emotions that were attached to them,
Mhm.
right? If that makes any sense. And I talk from that. Like about a conversation we had the other day where I was like, "No, but you made me feel this way." And she's like, "I didn't say that." I'm like, "Yeah, but that's what I felt." Like I couldn't even say back what she said, right? And I'm like, "Do I do this all the time with everything?" And like I've grown up like we gotta research this. There's yeah, Dr. R, go ahead. Hit me with the logic behind that. But it's definitely something that's interesting to look at least.
Mhm.
Does that make sense? Am I making sense?
Yeah, it's like you're internalizing it
Yeah,
almost.
with
Like
not
everything's like an internal, your internal feelings are hard to
yes,
express externally versus how people tell you.
for sure. And I internalize feelings instead of thinking with my brain to like if this makes sense. Instead of thinking with my brain, I'm thinking with my emotions.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Mhm.
Yeah. And so I just react with emotion instead of like thinking about it
Mhm.
and being like, okay, that's not that big of a like because I feel these big feelings and I'm like, like let's just feel this, ride the wave, And it's like, no, I shouldn't do that. I need to be like, why does this wave feel so big? And what does this wave mean? Like what's this? This is obviously a symptom or what's underneath it, and then express myself in that manner, right? Like,
Mhm.
and that's where my disconnect is. And like I realize that now, if that makes sense.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah. So it's been hard. And then so that was kind of like a rough day. But it like I said, you're right. and it turned out well, and I'm gonna keep moving forward. I'm not gonna beat myself up anymore about it. I've already repaired. So I'll just move on to the next subject, and we'll put a bow on that one, and continue to do well. But right when I get back from this vacation, I have to go to that bachelor thing. So it's like
Mhm.
I go from Saturday to Saturday, and then it's literally that Saturday and Sunday, and I probably will skip that Saturday and just go to the Sunday. Um, and I'm trying to prepare myself emotionally and in a way where it's like I feel like you gave me a really good job of reframing it last week,
Mhm.
where you were like, it doesn't have to be, I don't have to go there and be like, you know, let's talk about our problems. I can go and be like, hey, dude, it's been a long time. It's good to see you, and just have a fun time and without bringing up things or having to feel like I need to have a deeper conversation with him at all, you know?
Mhm.
That's
Yeah.
not, that's more or less what we said, right? Trying to
Yeah.
reframe.
Not
Yeah.
making him the focal point.
Yeah. So I'm trying to conceptualize, it's funny, I was talking to Gwen earlier and she was talking about preparing emotionally in these conversations and with her family. And it's like I do that too a lot with my friends. Um, and I don't know, a part of me is really like worried and just rather not have to go through that emotional turmoil of like seeing him. But a part of me also is like really excited to kind of see him. And like a part of me is also worried that like I'm just gonna be like, dude, I forgive you. Let's be friends again, like which also doesn't like I don't want to like forgive him like he like feel like he got away with it. I don't know. Does that make sense?
Yeah. There's still that weight of it all. There's still that hurt from it all. And it's maybe it almost seems like you are looking for that apology and that answer almost.
Yeah, I need to get rid of that. Like, how do I get rid of like that's what I'm saying. Like, I need to like sh make sure I shake that off and be like go in there with an expectation of being like he probably hasn't thought a lot about you, and that's okay,
Mm.
and or maybe he has or whatever. But see, there it goes. I'm like, well, maybe he has thought about all
Yeah.
that. Yeah, I don't know. Dude, it's so hard when he was like he was like one of like legitimately in my wedding party, like one of my closest friends.
Mhm.
Um, and I looked up to him like for a role model. And so it's definitely one of those situations where I haven't been I've never had a friend betray me, so I've never had to repair from a friend betraying me. So
Yeah. A lot of new learning activities for you.
yeah, can we not do this anymore? Yeah, can we not like have to? Can I just have a break for a week, please? Where like an
Right.
emotional timeout. I want an emotional timeout. If there was a drink called the emotional timeout, I would probably be drinking that. That's actually a
Yeah.
marketing idea I need to write down. But yeah, yeah.
Do you think that with all this improvement that you've made, all the health changes and the mental and emotional changes, that you're maybe holding on to a past that he had that you're connected with since you've been moving on from that from almost every other angle? That there's maybe something back there that you're holding on to?
That's a good question. It's a good question. I think the only thing that I'm holding on to is our friendship,
Mm-hmm.
like, and there was, there was a lot of, I'm questioning myself now. I'm like, was there a lot of good? It's so interesting when you have these moments and you're reflecting, or it's like, was the relationship kind of, not as healthy as it should be?
Mm-hmm.
And that's like where things can get cloudy, but like, I feel like there was a lot of, there was a lot of moments too. I guess I'm second guessing myself where there was a lot of love there. Um, I guess it's weird to me too to think that like it's been 3 years and he hasn't reached out once either. I mean, I haven't either, but I was the one not in authority, right? I was the one that was not in power, right? You were the owner and manager, and I was your employee. So it's like, I don't know, solidifies that maybe he still thinks he's right, which doesn't matter. And I think I just need to accept that and be like, you know what? What happened happened. things are different now, and I can be in the same room with you without, wanting to rip your throat out. All calm, say it all calm. Yeah,
I think that goes back to the previous homework of like writing down. There is the aspect of holding on to a friendship, which is hard to let go of as somebody you trusted. But there's also every step forward that you've taken that you felt stuck in during that time frame that you could almost like you could write that down as well as part of your homework of like
yeah,
I'm mentally stuck right here because there's something, but from that moment to where I'm at right now, this is everything I've accomplished that I could not have done at that point.
yeah,
And that maybe that might help get you out of that.
for sure.
Like
I think there's a
looking
lot of,
back.
I think there's some guilt there too, though.
Yeah.
I think there's some guilt there because it's like that was during that time was also like the lowest of lows of my life.
Yeah.
Like that was when I was the drinking a ton. That was when I was completely overweight. That was when I was in the most pain. That was when I was the most broke. That was when I was the most tired and exhausted and like mentally just in a very bad spot.
Mm-hmm.
So like I wasn't the best version of myself then either, you know, to a very big extent. I wasn't. So um something also to think about.
Right. And we can talk about that next week if you'd like to.
Yeah, let's do it. I'll keep you posted.
Awesome. Yeah.
Hopefully I make my vacation and I come back just a bronze little Knudsen boy.
Hopefully you have some
Yeah.
relaxing time.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah. We'll see you next week.
We'll see you next week. Dude, that was perfect. You're so good at this. Lauren, where are you going? Go. You just went down. You're like, "Meow."
I know. I'm like,
Dude, I'm like verbally just all over the place that whole entire time. But I think that's also indicative of just where I'm at emotionally this week.
probably
So,
drained too, to be honest with
oh,
you.
dude,
Anytime I have outbursts with my kids, it's like I literally have to like sit down and be like, I'm exhausted because I'm like, my mind just starts racing. It's like I could have done this differently and like all this stuff. But
oh yeah. I'm like, dude, I could have just kept my cool and showed him how to keep his cool in that moment. But then again, too, I'm like, am I just gonna let him get away with like saying whatever he wants and hitting people? Like at the same time, I don't need to like use fear as a motivating factor, right? I don't have to make him scared of me or get really loud or I don't think that just pushes him further into that amygdala response, right? So like
hmm.
maybe that's not the right way to do it, and that's why I'm feeling guilty. But like at the same time, how do I create like I don't know. It's complicated. It's like
Well,
sometimes I feel like it's needed, but sometimes I don't, I don't know.
I see. I've noticed that with my two is that my youngest, he's more of like I can verbally tell him something and be like, "Hey, bro, like let's not," and he'll just be like, "Okay." But my oldest, he's like the f around and find out kind of kid.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I like I think if you're trying to do both, maybe that might be it. Like if your little one listens, it's like, hey, like we don't do that. And he's like, okay, like, all right.
Yeah.
But the oldest one, it's always I don't know what it is with the oldest one because like mine's the same way too. Like right now,
Yeah.
they're still awake. That's why they kept coming in here. It's 11 o'clock and they're up.
Yeah, dude, I know it's late for you. So let me wrap up these questions here real quick.
You're good.
Um, another 2 years. This is what's supposed you dude, you always make me feel understood and like I love that you were like um that dude you were so spot on with like just undercutting things to like being like, dude, Austin, you just need to give yourself some grace kind of thing. Because that's just what it is for me. Like I know it is. Like I do such a terrible job of it. So just you have to keep repeating that. You're extremely
Mm.
facilitative. You let me ramble because I was going on some tangents there and talking about two different things. Um, I don't feel like there was anything inaccurate. You didn't break any connection. Your kids did. No, I'm just kidding. Oh, I'm just gonna like super mean. Oh my gosh.
God, what is
Like,
it?
there's something about being really like blunt and mean
He was
sometimes
like,
makes me
"Can you
laugh.
take my shirt off?
Yeah, like, help me. I can't get out of here. Um,
Can't you
dude,
do that?"
I know. That's and sometimes I'm like, you just gotta figure it out, and they're like stuck there for a while. No, dude, it was great. Everything was good. I felt like everything was facilitative. there wasn't anything I felt disconnected with.
Yeah.
Your responses were great. Yeah, it was really good. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Yeah. I would not beat yourself up about your kids.
Yeah,
I
make sure you
wouldn't.
save your transcript, by the way.
Oh yeah. I feel like I've been in the same shoes and it literally,
You hit recording.
oh yeah. Where is my thing at?
Recording should be top, like top bar.